Hello, I have a 2007 Toyota Tundra 4.7L engine. Their three lights came on. The VSC, Vehicle Stability Control, is flashing. When these lights came on, the vehicle lost its power and running slowly. I will use the ODB scanner to scan and see what's going on.
Okay, here we go. I'm using this OBD tools to scan the code on my 2007 Tundra and see what happened. Okay, it's doing something. Okay, got a P2442. So this is a code on the computer module.
Code P2442 on a Toyota Tundra indicates a slit low voltage signal from the secondary air injection system. SI air pressure sensor on bank 1. Code P2441 on a Toyota Tundra indicates the secondary air injection system switching valve is stuck closed, bank 1.
Based on the information I found on the internet, the secondary air injection pump on a 2007 Tundra, it is the one located on the driver's side. That is the bank 1. So the bank 2 is located on the passenger side. And this is the one on the passenger side. This is bank number 2, and the one over here on the driver's side, it is bank number 1. So when you're replacing the secondary air pump, they recommend that you can replace both so that you don't have to do another one on another time. But today I will just replace the one on the right and see what happened first, and then we'll think about replacing the one on the left the next time. Based on the information I found on the internet, they said there are 5 bolts that connect this secondary air injection pump. So as you can see here, there are 2 on the top left and 1 on the bottom right, and then another one on the back bottom right. I will show you on that. Here is the one on the top left at the front, and here is the one on the back, and here are the 2 that at the bottom right corner that connect the pipe to the exhaust system. Here is a closer look at the 2 bolts that connect the pipe to the exhaust system, and here is the last bolt that connect to the bottom right rear of the secondary air projection pump.
Let's start disconnecting the wire hose and bolt nuts. 1. You can disconnect the power wire. 2. Disconnect the vacuum hose. 3. Loosen the top left front bolt nut. 4. Loosen the top left back bolt nut. 5. Loosen the bottom right back bolt nut. 6. Loosen the 2 bottom right front bolt nuts. Let's start disconnecting the wire. 1. With your left hand thumb and index finger, pushing down the locked clip. 2. With your right hand holding this end. 3. Pull the wire harness out of the secondary air projection pump, removing the top left front bolt nut. Using the ratchet socket to loosen the nut, and then use hand to remove the nut out of the bolt. Using the same process to remove the top left back nut out of the bolt. Let's move to the bottom right rear nut and bolt. Now, let's remove the last two bottom right front nuts from the bolts.
Okay, so to remove this secondary air pump projector pump, you remove this bolt right here. I mean this nuts here, down here, this one, and then three down here. 2, 1, 2, and another one down here somewhere. I don't know, you can see it because it's down here. So the hardest part is the nut or bolt down here that had to be removed. It's hard to see it, so it's down here somewhere. And these two right here, remove 1 and 2 down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, including the one down there. And after that, you gotta pry out this hose right here. So that's I'm going to do next. I don't think I can film or recording when I'm removing this thing right here. So hopefully I can show you how you do it, but it's kind of hard to do it while recording. So what I usually do, I'm gonna use a like a flat I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so you use a flat screwdriver to apply this thing out, just like that. Okay. So I just want to give you an idea how you do it. Like I said, I only have one hand, so it's kind of hard not to do it. So I had to put down camera, and then I gotta do it. And that's just one to give you idea how you apply this thing out. So just give you idea how to do it. Okay, so to get everything out of the place, and now it's time to remove the old secondary air projection pump out of the place. It's kind of hard sometimes when you do it the first time, but once you got it done once, then you know how to take it out. Right now I still struggling on how to remove this thing out of the place, and to be honest, I had to try multiple times before I got it out. So here it goes. You have to slide back and forth before you remove it out of the place. And there you go.
Installing a new secondary air projection pump valve.
Okay, the reason I put a tape on the flat ring is to hold the ring intact, so that when I install the new air projection pump, so that the flat ring did not fall off of that. So that's what I did, just put a tape on it. So when you put a new injection pump on it, make sure you insert or put the hose back on first before you try to put that secondary air projection pump back into place. I did learn my lesson. I tie everything back in. I put the new projection pump back in, tie everything back up, and then try to put the hose back on. And it is very hard to put it back on, so I use some of the flat screwdriver, try to put that hose back on. So I accidentally broke the little pin that hold that tiny hose from the injection pump So I lost $50 something just for a new pump by doing that. So I learned my lesson. So I have to put my second air pump to it, and now I lost about $50 something just for that. So this is something that you need to learn and to be careful when you try to put this air pump back on. Make sure you keep things away from that little hose. So I found out that when you try to tight the bolt or put the nuts back on, make sure you don't fully tight every bolt until you have to use your hand to put the nuts back on first. Use hand, and then after you got all the nuts on the bolts, then you can use your racket to tie all the nuts on all the bolts. So it doesn't matter which one you do first, it's up to you, but I found out that I would do the hardest part first and then do the easy one at last. That way if something went wrong, I had to work on the hardest one first before I can finish the easy one. So that's what I did, and that's what I learned how to do it on my second time putting a new injection pump into the vehicle. So when you tight the nuts back on, make sure you don't over tight it, otherwise you're gonna break the bolt, and that will cost you money to buy a new one, or if you're lucky you can still use the old bolts from the old air projection pump. But yeah, just in case you over tight it and you broke something or broke a bolt or something like that, then you can still use the old bolt from the old air projection pump. But to me, I slightly tight each bolt first, and then do a second time to finally tighten all the bolts and nuts to the bolts. So that's what I learned the easy way on how you can do that. So that's what I had to do multiple times or in multiple rounds. Okay, so now it's time to put the clamp back on the hose. So what I do, I use this long nose plier to squeeze the clamp so that I can slide back into place. It sometimes takes several times to finish something like that. So what I did, I just used this long nose plier to lock the clamp, to open the clamp wider so that I can slide it back into to hold the hose in place. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, finally I now connect the wired harness back on the secondary air projection pump. Okay, so it's done. So this time I will scan again to see if the code is still there. If the code is still there, then I can erase the code and then rescan it and see how things goes. So let's stay tuned and see how things goes. Now erasing the code of the computer module or computer component and or memory to see if the code disappear after I erased it. Okay, looks like after I erased the code from the computer system, now the code is clear. I mean the light, the flashing light is clear. The check engine light's gone. So I think I fixed the issue here. So let's just drive the car for a couple days and see how things goes. Alright, so let me turn this one off and then try to link one more time to see if I can detect any more error or any system problem there, or any error code or any diagnostic code again. So let me try again. Okay, looks like there's no detection anymore. So let's turn this thing off. Okay, try to test again. Okay. Alright. Looks like no DTC are presently stored in the vehicle computer system, computer module. So this looks like I fixed the problem there. Okay, now looks like the engine is running normally. It sounds good. It sounds like a normal. Before it sounds like the engine going to die, like the car is not in a full mode or whatever. So right now it is running smoothly, running in a normal sound. So I believe I have fixed the issue. So I will be driving this car for couple weeks and see how things goes, and I will let you know about this thing on the comment section. So thank you for watching, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe and share the video. Thank you.